We have a special guest here.
We have our nominee and his son, Governor.
Okay.
They're leaving us.
Mr. Boudreau and his son and his wife who are here.
Hello.
We're finishing up their hearing.
I'd love
Introduce
to
your
know.
son.
Tell me
You're
about
being
our
introduced.
youngest
Yes.
member
Yeah,
here.
James Boudreau, if you remember, and this is my son, Ethan. Ethan Boudreau, and my wife, Donna Griffith.
Well, welcome to
Assistant
the
County Governor.
State House and to the Governor's Council chamber. This is a
Thank
very
you.
special room and important
Certainly is.
place. And you look the part today,
Yeah.
making your mom proud for sure. Where do you go to school?
The neighborhood.
Jamaica Plain.
Right? And what are you doing for fun this summer?
Good answer.
Basketball.
Every day.
And making up for a really hard year for you kids. Really hard. So I'm glad that you're having some fun, playing your sport, doing your job in school. So, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to start our meeting. I
Pleasure.
know the members are anxious to get going. So we call our assembly to order, and I call upon Councillor DePalo for our prayer and pledge today.
Thank you. Today, I'd like us to offer our thoughts and prayers to the too many victims of gun violence in my city of Worcester and throughout the Commonwealth, and pray that that comes to an end.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lieutenant Governor, before we start, I have a statement to make on the record.
Can we do our official business, please, Councilor
Pardon me?
Devaney? We're going to have our official business, and then you can read your statement.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Call upon Councilor Hurley for a motion to record advice and consent for the financial warrant.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I call upon Councilor Duff for a motion to record advice and consent for the pending list of notaries public and justices of the peace.
So move, Governor.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I recognize Councilor Kennedy for a motion to record advice and consent for the appointment of Karen S. Fabiszewski, position of Administrative Law Judge of the Industrial Accidents Reviewing Board for a 6-year term.
I make that motion with pleasure. A fantastic nominee.
Second.
Can I,
There's a motion and a second. Councilor
Okay.
Devaney.
I think it should be noted that we don't see this, but on the joint bar, they deemed Karen well qualified. We don't see that with a new person coming on, and I think that should be in the record. And she's been there 20 years. She has all the experience. I got more people that know her, and we've never had anyone with that much experience. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. We may begin the roll call.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
I'm also a yes. It's okay.
Okay. I recognize Councilor Jubinville for a motion to record advice and consent for the appointment of Timothy Dooling to the position of Administrative Judge of the Industrial Accident Board for a 6-year term.
I do with pleasure. He's a great candidate.
That's a
I second that.
motion and a second. We may begin the roll call.
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
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 Thank you. I recognize Councilor Jubinville for a motion to record advice and consent for the appointment of Michael Sherry to the position of Administrative Judge of the Industrial Accidents Board for a 6-year term.
I do so. Another good candidate.
There's a
I
motion-
second that, and I'd just like to say that,
There's a motion and a second.
yeah, I mean, outstanding qualifications, experience. He has criminal cases that I think is very important, as much as the civil, and just a good person, compassion, empathy, which I look for, and great appointment.
Okay, we may begin the roll call.
Yes.
Eileen?
I'm sorry.
Vote. Sherry, Mike Sherry?
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you. I recognize Councilor Ferreira for a motion to record advice and consent for the appointment of Brian S. Glenny to the position of Associate Justice of the Superior Court.
With pleasure, I make that motion, Governor.
Okay.
There's a motion and a second.
Excellent.
We may begin the roll call.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 On that motion, I just want to say for the record, the vice of Honorable Cornelius J. Moriarty II, that's a Western Mass position. And he then moved down to the Cape with permission. But that's one of the ones they stole from us.
Okay.
Excuse me, can I ask, where did he live, by the way?
Holyoke,
That's why he was at a,
all of them. I think there was 9 Moriartys in that family.
Okay, we'll need to talk about that, make sure the needs of Western Mass are
We're working on it. Thank you.
served in the Superior Court.
Thank you. And district.
Okay, we have 2 nominations.
oh,
Rachel Hirschfeld has been nominated to the position of Associate Justice of the Appeals Court, and Councilor Devaney, that's within your district. You have a date and time for the hearing.
where is she from?
Rachel Hirschfeld.
It's my district?
Yes, it is.
Would that be the 4th of August at 1?
The 4th of August at 1 o'clock, okay? Aisha White has been nominated to the position of Circuit Justice of the District Court. That's within your jurisdiction, Councilor Kennedy.
I have to speak with him and I'll let everybody know this afternoon. All after the hearing.
Okay, very good. We'll circle back to everyone with a date and a time. Councilor Devaney, you have something you'd like to? bring
Yes,
to our
thank you.
attention?
Thank you for this opportunity. This is a letter, and I'm going to give it to you, Lieutenant Governor. And I have given this to the governor. Dear Governor Baker, I am requesting that you remove Sabine Hurley from the position of Deputy Director of Human Services. She was not reappointed as judge on the Industrial Accident Board because of her unacceptable, rude, disrespectful behavior towards many injured workers. Sabine left in disgrace as judge of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Why is she being rewarded? Sabine Hurley was withdrawn for reappointment to the Industrial Accident Board by a letter from Sabine Hurley at your request on January 22, 2020. In 21 years as a governor's counsel, this was the first time I received calls to not reappoint a judge on the Industrial Accident Board. I received many complaints about her rudeness, disrespect, and outrageous comments. These complaints came well before the hearing. Attorney McKenna and Attorney Alaccio, most respected Boston lawyers, spoke at her hearing, asking the councilors to oppose her renomination. They spoke of many instances of her unacceptable behavior towards injured workers. I respect these gentlemen for putting their integrity and reputation on the line by speaking publicly against your nominee. I had already received a call about one of the cases they referred to. Attorney McKenna spoke about a very disabled man who was before Judge Hurley. He was accompanied by his pregnant wife. Judge Hurley replied to the injured worker, "Is that your wife?" He answered, "Yes." Judge Hurley then responded, "If you can do that, you can work too." That one egregious action is enough to remove her, but there were many more complaints that were waged against her. In August 24, 2020, at a public assembly, the councillors were waiting to hear a replacement for Hurley. The lieutenant governor was asked why Sabine Hurley is still getting a salary, still on the payroll of the Industrial Accident Board 8 months after being removed. The lieutenant governor said, and I quote, it's in writing, "I pledge I will look into the issue." Governor, you and Lieutenant Governor never made a further statement about this issue. I believe, representing the citizens of Massachusetts, I deserve an answer to your action of continuing Attorney Hurley on the Industrial Accident Board payroll when she was removed from office with her letter and yours withdrawing her renomination in January 2020. Please explain how she continued to receive an additional salary from the Industrial Accident Board, $111,295 for at least 9 months after she was no longer a judge. In addition to that salary, please explain how she received a buyout of $8,250.70. What is that buyout? Please also explain the position of deputy. Is this a new created position? Was it posted? You had the authority, the opportunity to reappoint the most outstanding, qualified, respected people on boards and commissions, yet you replaced them. A few examples. Lee Gottenberg, after only 4 months on the parole board, who is the noted expert on parole matters and has advised the parole board for years. Frank Sharaffa, most respected, a mentor on the appellate tax board, 30 years serving, appointed by 5 governors. And you replaced him while he still had 1 day left in his term. He was working in the office when a staffer called him. Frank had brought billions, that's a B, billions of dollars over the years to the Commonwealth. About 25 years or so, he took on the phone company, the biggest case in one. Demanded phone company pay taxes on all the wires and poles throughout Massachusetts. He was replaced by someone who appeared before the appellate tax board once in 1991. Lucy Soto, most qualified, hardworking parole board member, appointed by 2 previous governors, outstanding. She also happens to be Puerto Rican and speaks Spanish fluently. What a value on the parole board. After 3 months, you removed the chairperson and appointed this new nominee who replaced Lucy as the chair. I have seen so many qualified good people not qualified for no cause. I have voted no with cause. It is unlawful to pay public money for no-show jobs. Not one of these people, not appointed, were kept on the payroll or given another position or a buyout. But Sabine Hurley, who disgraced the honored position as a judge, disgraced the robe, yet she is rewarded for bad conduct, now with a new state position. No one with her egregious record should be allowed to even work in public service for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Past practice, and with due respect to you, Governor, I have never received a personal reply from you or the Lieutenant Governor on inquiries I have made. I am requesting a reply now. Governor, I take no joy in this request, but I took an oath of office and I honor that pledge. With other requests, your staff has made it clear that it's not my position to question. I have been given Mass General laws when they don't apply. I have just cause to make this request. Please respond as soon as possible. Respectfully submitted, Marilyn M. Petito, Devaney. Thank you for the opportunity. Would you give this to the Lieutenant Governor?
We have that, we received your letter today, and we're in the process of responding to you.
Okay.
All right, I want to say what pleasure it is to be back in this room with all of you. It has been a very challenging year
Get the rest of them back in.
for everyone. So I'm very happy we're back here. Thank you for all of your hard work over the course of this past year. You did not miss a beat. And the band's back together here in the Governor's Council chamber, and I'm happy to be with all of you. But
And we'll resume the hearing at 1:30.
we'll resume the hearing at 1:30, so you have an hour break. Thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you to Sonia and Valerie and Adam for making this all happen. Well, we were out because frankly, they're the people behind the scenes that make the clock tick. So thank you, Stephanie.
And also, I would say to the councilors, do your own letters now. They were going beyond their duties to do the letters during the pandemic. Now it's your turn to do your job.
Okay, that concludes our business today. Thank you, everyone.
Nice seeing you.
So you want to change that?